Welcome to Theatre Talk. I'm Ed Shopes. Co-host Ann McBride and I are here the first and third Fridays of every month to tell you about what's happening in the mid-Willamette Valley theater world. Hello, Ann.
Hi, Ed, and welcome, theater lovers. Here on Theatre Talk, we interview interesting guests about great shows happening in theaters throughout the Mid-Valley. Who are we talking with today, Ed?
Well, joining us first on this episode of KMUZ Theatre Talk are Susan Cormel and Thomas Nabhan from Theater 33 at Willamette University. They're joining us to tell us all about Theater 33's 10th annual Summer New Plays Festival at Willamette, and we'll get the inside scoop on some ambitious plans coming up for Theater 33.
And in our second interview, we'll talk with show director Karen McCarty and actors Kelly Jakes and Jody Deming about Exit Laughing, a fun new comedy coming soon at the Pinnacle Theater.
But first, let's check our KMUZ Theatre Talk calendar to see what else is on the boards. Take it away, Ann.
Albany Civic Theater at albanycivic.org. Coming up at ACT is the play Moonglow, a story about two people diagnosed with Alzheimer's who meet and fall in love. This heartfelt comedy drama runs June 23rd through July 1st and is directed by Sarah Roth. And ACT will hold auditions June 26th through 28th for their Summer Camp 2023 production of Disney's My Son Pinocchio Jr. Look at the website for details and a cast breakdown. Albany Civic's Summer Theater Camp runs July 31st through August 18th, and they perform My Son Pinocchio August 18th through 26th.
Blooming Valley Theatrics is on Facebook and Instagram at Blooming Valley Theatrics. They're a new theater company based here in the Mid-Valley that puts on original works around the Pacific Northwest. They recently premiered their original musical Waiting at the Infinity Room in Salem, and we're looking forward to hearing about their next project.
Brush Creek Playhouse at brushcreekplayhouse.com. Starting July 14th, Brush Creek is launching an improv workshop led by Brush Creek regular Ron Drake and his capable assistant, Norm Gouveia. No previous experience necessary. Come give it a try and learn the fun of improvisational comedy. Auditions for Brush Creek's melodrama, The Rustler's Revenge by Dee Chappelle and directed by Norman Gouveia, are June 4th at 5 p.m. and June 5th at 6 p.m. at the Playhouse. That show runs July 28th through August 13th. And Brush Creek Playhouse is calling for actors of all abilities to audition and directors to propose for shows at their playhouse. If you're looking to be on stage or direct, they really need you.
Children's Educational Theater is at cetsalem.org. CET's 2023 season for students entering grades 4 through 12 runs June 26th through July 29th. Classes for this popular 5-week program are filling fast, so apply now at cetsalem.org for performance and technical theater track opportunities. We'll learn more about it from Executive Director Robert Sahlberg on our next edition of KMUZ Theatre Talk.
The Elsinore Theater at elsinoretheater.com. For info about local events and touring shows at the Elsinore, go to elsinoretheater.com or their Facebook page.
Enlightened Theatrics is at enlightenedtheatrics.org. The Broadway Dreams Workshop returns to Enlightened July 3rd through 9th, offering performers a chance to work with entertainment professionals to polish their triple threat skills. Broadway Dreams is an all-ages experience, and Enlightened Theatrics in Salem is their only stop in the Pacific Northwest. Apply now at the Broadway Dreams website. Coming to Enlightened Theatrics stage at the Grand Theater August 11th through 20th is the musical Xanadu. It's based on the 1980 movie about a Greek muse who descends from Mount Olympus to help open a roller disco in Venice Beach. And registration for Enlightened's Summer Camp 2023 is now open. This camp runs August 14th through 25th with expanded class offerings, including skill-based classes for middle and high school students and an introductory theater class for elementary students. For information on this summer camp and to apply for scholarships, go to enlightentheatrics.org. On our next edition of KMUZ Theatre Talk, we'll have Jessica Peterson and Carolyn Astley to tell us all about the summer camp and the Broadway Dreams workshop.
Gallery Theater at gallerytheater.org. Gallery Theater's Summer Kids Camp runs July 10th through 14th. The camp includes 2 programs: Footlighters, a grade school camp for ages 7 to 11 that includes dance workshops, fun improv games and rehearsals, and Spotlighters, a middle and high school camp for ages 12 and up with fun workshops for older kids. Go to gallerytheater.org and click on the Shows Events tab to register. Next up on Gallery Theater stage is Pride and Prejudice, July 28th through August 13th.
Kaiser Homegrown Theater is at kaiserhomegrowntheater.org. And the next show that Kaiser Homegrown has on its schedule will be The Book of Will by Lauren Gunderson. It's directed by Linda Baker and runs July 14th through 30th.
Majestic Theater at majestic.org. Majestic will hold auditions for the musical Cabaret, directed by Deborah Wren, June 19th and 20th at the theater.
Mid-Valley Musical Theater is on Facebook at Mid-Valley Musical Theater. They're a new group that stages shows in the Albany Performing Arts Center at West Albany High School. Mid-Valley Musical Theater will be presenting the musical Newsies August 11th through 19th.
Pinnacle Theater at pinnacletheater.org, opening June 9th and running through July 1st at Pinnacle Theater is Exit Laughing, a comedy by Paul Elliott, directed by Karen McCarty. We'll have an interview with the director and 2 actors from the show later in today's program. And coming up August 11th through September 2nd at Pinnacle is The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime, directed by Debbie Neal. And Joe Dodge's acting workshop for actors 18 and older is at Pinnacle Theater's rehearsal studio in downtown Salem. To sign up, go to tickets.pinnacletheater.org.
The Salem Playhouse is at thesalemplayhouse.com. And they're also offering acting classes for both kids and adults, and those are held at Kaiser Homegrown Theater. To sign up, go to thesalemplayhouse.com and click on the Classes tab.
Spotlight Community Theater at spotlightct.com. Spotlight is holding its first annual Beverly Wilson Summer Youth Drama Camp. It will be July 31st through August 4th, and you can find more information at spotlightct.com. Spotlight is looking for play proposals from local directors for their 2023-24 season. Send your applications now to info@spotlightct.com. Also on the Spotlight webpage, you can find audiobooks that they have created featuring such classics as The Wonderful Wizard of Oz, Dracula, and Sherlock Holmes, A Study in Scarlet.
Struts and Frets Theater Company is at strutsandfretstheater.org. And Struts and Frets is doing A Winter's Tale by William Shakespeare, August 16th through 19th at the Eola Hills Wine Cellars on Highway 99 in Rickreall.
Theater 33 at Willamette University at theater33.org. Theater 33's 10th New Play Summer Festival of Emerging Works by Pacific Northwest Playwrights starts June 8th with Solastalgia by playwright Joy Ono, directed by Elizabeth Hellman. That's followed July 13th through 16th by Working for Crumbs by Kate Danley, directed by Susan Coramel, and wraps up August 10th through 13th with The Names by Paul Lewis, directed by Rod Sabalas. The festival also includes 3 pop-up performances of new plays on the Willamette University campus. And we'll have an interview with Susan Coramel, artistic director, and Thomas Nabhan, executive director, later in today's program to tell us more about their season.
On the college front, Corbin University is at corbin.edu/theater-arts. The theme for this year's Corbin Theater Camp is New Horizons. Listen to our KMUZ Theatre Talk podcast to hear an interview with the camp's director, Tamara McGinnis. And that camp will be held July 24th through August 5th. Register for the camp by July 1st and apply for scholarships by June 15th.
Western Oregon University at wou.edu/theater. The final show of Western's academic year is The Wolves by Sarah DeLapp, and it's on stage now through June 3rd. It's directed by Risa Fleming.
Willamette University is at wutheater.com, and Willamette's 2023-24 season will kick off October 26th through November 12th with the world premiere of In the Deep, a new musical with book and lyrics by Oregon playwright E.M. Lewis and music by Willamette alum Clarence Roscoe McDonald.
That wraps up this week's Theater Talk calendar. Stay with us as we interview today's first guest, Susan Caramel and Thomas Nabhan from Theater 33 at Willamette University. Ed and I are talking today with Susan Caramel, Artistic Director, and Thomas Nabhan, Executive Director of Theater 33. Welcome to Theater Talk.
Thanks, Anne.
Hi, Anne. Good to be here.
Why don't you tell us, for our listeners who don't know, what Theater 33 is and what its mission is?
Theater 33 is a new play development company. We're part of Willamette University. And this is our 10th season coming up. And what we do is we help develop and produce new plays exclusively, playwrights from Oregon and the Northwest. And so we have a kind of unique, robust play development process that we go through in production. We house playwrights in Salem. They attend all the rehearsals. The plays are professionally produced. We assign a dramaturg with each playwright who assists the playwrights in rehearsals. They engage in rewrites. We incorporate the rewrites into the scripts the next day, and this goes throughout the rehearsal process. And then the playwrights attend all the productions. They're fully produced, and they get feedback from the audiences after each performance. And so they take all of this valuable input from actors and audience and either complete the play or get it closer to completion. We have produced 38 plays in 10 years. And of those 38 plays, 14 have subsequently been completed and world premiered by other companies in 11 cities across the country. So we're a company that helps playwrights develop their new scripts, and we produce them.
So about half the plays that you have produced through Theater 33 have successfully gone on to becoming full productions. To what do you attribute your success with producing plays?
We have a lot of talented people, writers and playwrights in our company, and a lot of really, lifelong theater professionals who are good at analyzing scripts. And so we get script submissions from all over the Northwest, and we read them all. We look for plays that are kind of in the sweet spot, not plays that are too raw, or plays that are completed. Either way, we'll say thank you, but no thank you. We look for plays where a full production is really going to help the play further production status. So part of it I attribute to our ability to pick plays in the right spot. And another part I attribute just to our company's ability to analyze really good scripts. And then the third part, I think, is the process itself really helps develop the play. When you're a writer and you've gone as far as you can with the script without, there's a point where you really need to see it in motion. And so we provide that to the playwrights. They're able to hear it, see it, and this really is a boost for them to get it toward completion.
Susan, you are often a director at Theater 33, and Theater 33 also invites directors from around the Mid-Valley area. Why is that, and how have you developed your stable of directors that come to Theater 33 for these summer productions?
The other director in the company is Elizabeth Hellman, who is our associate artistic director. So she every summer has one of our 3x33 plays and then a pop-up play, because we offer 6 plays in the summer. And Elizabeth Rothen is one of our company members, and she also will direct every summer, usually a pop-up, but because she's also acting in the season at some point. So we're trying to give our company members opportunities to direct, but we're also bringing in new directors. We love to work with new directors. And this summer, we're excited that Melody Irfani is going to join us for one of the pop-ups, the first one in June. I don't know if you saw the piece that Melody directed, Dear Elizabeth, at Enlightened Theatrics earlier this spring. I think a lot of times our directors are coming out of our company. Rod Sabalas is a longtime company member who's based now in Toronto, had moved away from here. And so he's going to be coming back to direct. But the thing about the directors in a new play development company is it's all about the play, and it's all about helping the playwright solve the tasks that are at hand for this play, whether it's this doesn't work physically at all, let's see how we can incorporate this in a different way. But it's not to tell the playwright how to change their play. It's to say, what are your intentions and how can we make this play 3-dimensional in our space, which is key too, because we work in a small space, and some plays that we have chosen in the past would, sing on a big stage where you could do a lot of stagecraft. But how can we help you get your play to the next place? And those directors are different in the sense that they're in service to the playwright in a different way than I suppose we think about when we're directing for a full production in a season.
And it's also true that it's different if you have the playwright right there. We only can guess what Shakespeare wanted.
Yes, it's very different. And it's also allows you to have a dialogue. There's a conversation actually going on. Here's a behind the scenes moment. There's a conversation going on in Solastalgia, which is our June play, because there's a Tom Cruise joke in it. And the two of the actors, they play a deer and an owl. It's a magical realism play. And there was a question as to, well, would this owl know Tom Cruise? And then I thought, okay, actors, this is magical realism. Let's let our playwright have Tom Cruise in her play if she wants Tom Cruise in her play.
It also helps in the other direction for the actors, because often when you're doing a play and the playwright is not there, there's questions about what the intention of the playwright is or was, right?
Right.
Well, in our plays, the playwright is sitting right there. So the actor can just directly act the playwright.
Tell us about the 10th anniversary season of Theater 33. What's coming up this summer?
So this summer, we have a couple of playwrights returning to us and 4 brand new playwrights to us. We start the season with Solastalgia by Joy Otto. Joy is based in Ashland. And as I said, this is a magical realism piece that as the world is burning and the chaos surrounds, they find solace and protection in the bar that they go to. And then this young kid comes to the bar and suddenly they realize that the deer and the child can communicate with each other. It's poignant. It's reflecting on our world, on our natural world, on the effects that we have on it and the effects we have on animals that live with us on this planet. So that's our first play. Our second play goes in a completely different direction. It's a hilarious, fast-paced farce called Working for Crumbs by a playwright out of Seattle, Kate Danley. And it's a workplace drama about Grace and Amy, who are in monotonous, soul-sucking jobs. And when unexpectedly their boss chokes on a oatmeal cookie and dies, and hilarity ensues. It's been compared to 9 to 5 and Weekend at Bernie's. So there. And then our August piece in the Putnam studio, where we do our 3x33 series. It's called The Names, and it's a story about a Jewish opera star who makes the decision to remain in German-occupied Milan during the war because her sister has joined a resistance, and she is trying to find out if her sister is still alive and she meets up with two American GIs to help her in her journey.
Wow.
And then we have 3 pop-ups that also play June, July, and August. The first of that is a play called Cuckoo Song. And Cuckoo Song is also a post-World War II story about a young woman who has left Estonia, where she's from, and is trying to put her life back together. And The Great Bub by returning playwright Nora Douglas is a late 60s coming-of-age story about a young girl and her brother and his 2 friends, and they go off to Vietnam. And the second act is when one of them has returned. And that play will have also the fabulous Raisa Filming reading in that one. And then finally, we close with A Tale of Two, which is a modern coming of age story about 2 high school students and their senior year, and very different people who find a way to understand each other and to fight for social justice in the world.
Wow, that sounds like a great summer season.
Yeah, so we're really excited about it. And it's, as things are in theater constantly moving, we will be opening up our submissions again in July for next season. We welcome these playwrights, and we're looking for new playwrights as we speak.
What does a playwright need to do to submit for Theater 33?
The submission page currently offline, but in July it will be back online, and it has a form that you fill out and upload your play to. And we have certain requirements that have to be, well, number one, you have to be a playwright from the Pacific Northwest. And that includes Canada. We include Canada. We go as far south as San Francisco. So it's a big area that we're including our playwrights to be from. A play that has not been produced before. It can have, several of our plays have had development before, but none of them have been produced. And that's what we look for as well.
What made you pick this year's plays?
It's interesting. And as Tom was saying, how we choose these plays because we have a group of readers who are, coming from all kinds of backgrounds of theater and dramaturgy and knowledge of play structure and this and that and the other thing. And that's all true. But boy, you get a bunch of wonderful plays and you think, my job is, how do I make a diverse season, right, for our audiences, and to keep within, because a lot of playwrights will say, well, I know it only has 8 characters, but so I have to kind of move those to the side, just because there's an element of just our budget, right? That because everyone gets paid, so we have to make sure that we're choosing plays within our means. But yes, there's some wonderful plays that were not chosen for a reason that may just be, this play will work better next to this play, and this is our anchor play, we just love this play, and how do we create a season around this play? So that's kind of how the discussions go. This year we read a wonderful play by a playwright out of Portland, and we are going to put that in our 24 season because we don't want to lose the play. And so during the fall, winter, we're going to work on development for that. So it'll be ready to go next season.
When you say work on development, what do you mean?
I mean that our dramaturg, Laura Wheatman Hill, will be working with that playwright through drafts and notes, probably no readings of any kind until the summer process begins, but they'll get the script to a place to hand off to director and actors.
Where are these productions being held on Willamette's campus?
The building itself is the Pelton Theater. The pop-ups are in the main stage off the lobby, and the 3x33 festival is in the studio theater upstairs.
And Ed, we are planning in 2025 to move the main productions from the Putnam down to the main theater on the first floor in 2025 when we expand the festival into a regional festival.
Wow.
Tell us about these expansion plans. What does a regional festival mean?
Right now, we do 6 plays in the summer, and it's really geared toward Willamette Valley, Salem Kaiser audience. That's what our marketing has been. But this year we started on a 3-year plan to build toward a regional opening in 2025. So here's how the plan's going to go. So this year, for the first time, we're starting regional advertising. We've entered into a branding campaign on OPB radio for the next 5 months to get people throughout the Northwest to understand who we are, what we do. We're going to continue that advertising in 2024. And then in 2025, we're going to do a major shift. We're going to shift all of our productions back 1 month, May, June, and July, instead of June, July, and August. And that way, the month of August will be freed up. And then we're going to bring back all of the plays that we did. The 3 main plays, we're going to bring them back in August and stage them all downstairs in the main theater and run them in a true repertory fashion, where we will switch them out every night. So we'll have one play Tuesday, the next Wednesday, the next Thursday, and then repeat them. So each play will play twice during the week, and there will be 6 total performances in the week. So we'll have to design sets that are kind of conducive to all 3 plays so we can load in and load out. And we'll run those plays in repertory throughout the month of August. We'll also bring the pop-up readings back and stage them at various places throughout the month as well. So essentially, we'll have 2 festivals going on. May, June, and July will be for Salem, Keizer, Willamette Valley. We'll have marketing for that. And then August will be for regional audience. And in 2025, we're going to also shift the regional advertising from branding to the festival is now open. Come to the festival, come to the festival. Also in the August regional festival, we plan to add some adult education workshops, creative writing, playwriting workshops, and that will repeat throughout the month of August. And also we're working with Holly Ford to do a Northwest visual art exhibit as well during the month of August. So the idea is, if you want to fly down from Seattle or fly up from San Francisco to come to the festival for 4 days or so, you can see 3 different plays, catch a pop-up, do a writing work seminar, and see some world-class visual art. The idea is, from there on, build the festival each year. And hopefully at some point, we'll be a little Oregon Shakespeare Festival where we become kind of an epicenter for new art.
And I would think playwrights really would want to be involved in that.
You would think so, yes.
Well, that sounds like a really terrific and ambitious plan. I think it's long overdue here in the northern part of Oregon. I know Ashland has not only the Shakespeare Festival, but also the Ashland New Plays Festival as well.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And that's been kind of a nexus for theater and theater development. It's about darn time we did something here in the northwestern part of the state, and I applaud you for it. That is a terrific step forward for Theater 33.
It's quite a big expansion. It's going to take a much greater budget. So we have some challenges, but things are going in the right direction. And Willamette University, of course, is all on board. I would call them a great partner, but we're part of Willamette. They're not a partner. They are us. And they support us in lots and lots of different ways. The only way, we still are completely financially independent. We have to raise all the money ourselves for operations, but Willamette provides facility, administrative support. We couldn't do this festival without them, and they're absolutely essential. Again, I say we are. We are absolutely essential to us.
We are Willamette.
We are Willamette.
I was going to ask if you had applied for grants. I know TOT offers one.
Yes, we did. We actually got a TOT grant. The TOT grant is actually funding our regional advertising this season.
Well, they really want people to bring people into Salem. So this is a great idea. Do you write the grants?
I write the grants, and then Willamette's granting department, we work together. After I do the first draft, we then collaborate on finishing the grant. They submit them. So yeah, Willamette is a big partner in grant writing.
That's very impressive.
If you're interested in finding out more about Theater 33 at Willamette University and Theater 33 Summer Festival 2023. Go to theater33.org and you can find information about their summer festival and make a reservation. They suggest a donation at the door. There's no ticketed admission, but you do need to make a reservation online to assure that you have a space at the theater on the night you would like to go. Solastalgia opens June 8th in the Putnam Studio in the Lee Pelton Theater. Working for Crumbs opens July 13th. The Names opens August 10th. In addition, there are pop-up readings that are going to happen in the main stage space that includes The Cuckoo Song, June 24th, 25th, The Great Bub, July 22nd, and A Tale of Two, August 19th and 20th. These are all plays by Pacific Northwest playwrights, and it's a really fun and exciting time to go and see new plays at Theater 33 at Willamette University. Susan Cormel and Thomas Nabhan, thank you so much for joining us here on Theater Talk.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks, Ed.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ann.
Up next, we'll hear from director Karen McCarty and actors Kelly Jakes and Jody Deming from Pinnacle Theater's production of the comedy Exit Laughing. Stay with us for more KMUZ Theater Talk.
We are here with some folks from the play Exit Laughing. We have Kelly Jakes, Jody Deming, and the director, Karen McCarty. Welcome to Theater Talk, you guys.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Great to be here.
Karen, what attracted you to this particular play?
When I first read the script, I was very much impressed with the hilarity of it. It was so funny. I could just envision it on our stage at Pinnacle Theater. But then the more I got into it, the more I saw the touching parts too. It was very moving. And I just was really excited to be able to bring it together.
Karen, this is an award-winning show. It won an award from a national organization for community theaters. Can you give us just a quick synopsis of the plot for those who may not be familiar with it?
The show is about four women that have been playing games together for over 30 years. And one of the members of the group has passed away. And one of the other members of the group decided that it wouldn't be right to leave her ashes alone at the funeral home on her last night. And so she has borrowed the ashes and brought them to their bridge game. And then everybody's concerned about, whoa, how did this happen? Why are you doing this? What if the police find out? And then they decide, well, you know what? Let's play bridge and we'll have her sit in on the bridge games, the urn with the ashes, sit in on the bridge game. But then the police come, and from there, it just gets hilarious.
So we have a couple of actors from this laugh-a-minute comedy. Kelly Jakes is here with us, and also Jody Deming. Jody, you're playing a character named Connie. Is she the funeral home thief?
No. Connie is the mother hen, and she likes everything to be very particular. She doesn't like surprises, so she is definitely not the thief.
Well, Kelly, who is the funeral home thief?
The funeral home thief is the third of the trio who is not here on with us today at Theater Talk. And she steals that urn, or takes that urn, unbeknownst to the other two of us, until she shows up with it.
And your character is named Leona.
Yes, my character is Leona, and she is kind of I would say, the wild, partier type of woman in the group. She drinks hard. She likes to swear. She likes to laugh. She likes to, just really live her life big.
And I'm shocked that you are chosen to play this part.
Yeah. Yes, Kelly, as Kelly Jakes, I very much relate to Leona, the character I'm playing. But I like to explain, if she was a chocolate bar, she would be, crunchy and salty and deep dark chocolate on the outside. But she is a squishy caramel, very soft-hearted woman on the inside. And you get to see that during the show.
That's wonderful analogy.
Karen, what's the main theme and messages that run through this production?
I think the main theme is to take every life's moment and live it to its fullest. And when your time comes, that you should slide into heaven sideways, laughing your head off, and just have fun with life. Do all the things that you always wanted to do. Don't put them off until tomorrow. Just live every day to its fullest so that when your time comes, you exit laughing.
And I'd like to add to that just the fact that it's never too late to decide that that's how you're going to live your life.
Well, that's a good lesson.
It really is. And there's the Connie character has a daughter in the play. The daughter is Rachel. And so Connie tries to instill these messages to her daughter. I mean, she even has a line, Jody can probably say it better than me, but I don't ever want to have a dress hanging in my closet that I never got to wear. And I don't want that for my daughter either. So young and old alike, I think people will relate to these characters. They'll either see themselves in them or they'll see somebody they know, somebody that they can relate to. And I think that they'll just generally have some real fun with it too.
So that would be what you think audiences will take away from this production. Maybe they need to change their lives.
Right, exactly. Maybe this will strike a chord with people and they will say, you know what? They're right. Like I always wanted to go on this trip, or I always wanted to take this class or learn how to do this thing, or, just like I was going to go see the grandkids or I was going to, go skydiving or something.
Mhm.
But let's just do it now. Like, why wait?
That's a good thing.
Jody, what's your favorite moment in the show?
There are so many amazing moments, but I think it's the moment when Connie realizes that it's time to start living, that she's been hiding under a rock for far too long. And it really is time to just let loose. And she does. She kind of just immediately, the experience that they have together, which is an amazing part of the show, the experience that they have together is what allows her to just let loose of all those bonds that she has placed on herself. And from that place forward in the show, she's just so much freer than she was previously. And you can just kind of see that change in her whole demeanor of being freer. She still has mother hen in her, but it's not binding like it was previously.
Kelly, what does your character change in her role in the play?
I think Leona also comes to realize that she has been living her life in a certain way, with certain activities and certain beliefs about herself, because even though Leona is a loud, big character, she has a lot of insecurities about who she is and what she's done in her life. And even I think her value as a woman. And so Leona realizes, I think by the end of the show, her arc is more of coming into the realization of these two women who are her best friends and how they love her just the way she is, with all of her negatives and all her positives. And I feel that at the end, Leona really quite relaxes into that belief that these women love her the way she is, and therefore she can be more fully herself and more fully engaged with them.
That makes total sense.
I'll ask this question for both Jody and Kelly. This is a small cast comedy, 5 actors. It's a laugh-a-minute script. What are the biggest challenges for you guys as actors in keeping the pace going on this show?
These are my favorite kind of shows. I love small casts. One of my biggest challenges is I'm really never off stage. I might walk into the kitchen for 30, not even 30 seconds, 10 seconds, if that. So I'm on stage the entire time, and that just in and of itself, staying engaged in the play when you're on stage all the time is a feat. But also just the real need to know exactly, I mean, to be professionals and to know your lines exactly so that you can keep the pace and stay right on top of hearing the line before yours and delivering your own lines. With a small cast, there's really not a lot of room for error. on that because we rely on each other so much to have the lines that we learned from the book be our lead-in lines. But then we also have to make sure that we know the play well enough to grab it and lead it back if it starts to go astray for some reason. There's a lot of leaning on each other, trusting each other, and I think that for new people that's hard to do, is to trust. But that's one thing I've learned from being in shows, is that trusting your fellow actors to either bring you back when you've gone astray for some reason, or to have them trust that you will do the same for them.
Ed and Anne, as you know, I often do big musicals with many people in the show. And while I totally love that as well, this small cast show, one of my biggest challenges realizing, wow, okay, no one fills the stage but us. And there's a lot of the play, the three women best friends are on stage only, and we fill it. And I feel the responsibility and the challenge of filling the house of Pentacle with my energy as I'm in this show. Every step I take, every action, every word speaking, because you cannot hide in a cast of 5. Like Jody was saying, you've got to know your lines. You've got to know where this scene is headed, what's coming up next, while you're still in the exact moment of the scene with your fellow actors. So I'm having a lovely time with this small cast, because particularly the friends who are on stage together the whole time, we are, of course, becoming more friends outside of the set, but on the stage, that friendship is really gelling. And I love to see the process of that happening.
Have you got a favorite moment, or Jody, have you got a favorite scene from the play that we can watch for?
You'll see it.
Wow.
You'll see it when it arrives. We can't give it up. You'll see it when it arrives.
Oh my goodness.
I will say that there's a 5th actor in the show that we haven't talked about yet. Bobby, played brilliantly by Brent Dye. He just delivers a brilliant performance. He's a young man who is a college student that is trying to earn some extra money to pay his way through college. And his relationship with the deceased started out when she was passing away, and together they devised a plan to provide a fun evening for these women, because she wanted to start that lesson of, living life to its fullest. And he transforms also, because he's a hard worker. He didn't grow up having a lot. He had to pay his own way. And he meets these women, and he has this beautiful line in the show. He says, "Ladies, I just met you, but I think I'm in love," because he just loves the friendship that they have and the camaraderie, and they're just a very tight-knit group. It's really, really beautiful.
So he's an actor in the play, and Jody and Kelly. And talk about the other 2 people.
Brent Dye, who plays the part of Bobby Grayson. And then there's Emily Sass, who plays the part of Rachel Ann, which is Connie's daughter. And they're both in college together. They have most of their classes together, and they were supposed to go on a date. He had asked her out, but then something came up and he wasn't able to take her out on the date. So she comes home. She's pretty upset. She feels like she's been stood up, and she thought she really liked this guy. She's been having trouble finding somebody that she can really connect to. And it turns out that he's the one that shows up at the house, has some pastries delivered, and she discovers him there. And so their relationship builds too. There was some misunderstanding about why he wasn't able to take her out on the date, but they get past that. It's really lovely to watch their relationship also build. And how they're both beautiful actors, and they're both doing a wonderful job. All 5 people. The other lady that's in the show, Patty, is brand new to Pinnacle Theater, and is also doing she's just a natural. She just plays the part of Miss Millie, who's the one who borrowed the ashes from the funeral home. And she just has a funny line a minute, just delivered beautifully.
Karen, did you have to go urn shopping for this show?
I did. I did not happen to have an urn laying around my house. So yes, I did do some urn shopping. I ended up purchasing something that wasn't exactly the colors that we wanted because it, specifically talks about what the urn looks like. And so I had Scott Ramp help me with painting the urn and making it more acceptable for the play.
Well, he's a great guy and a great person to work on the prop.
Well, and speaking of props, there's another pretty special prop that Quinn Conley built for us. It's used in probably one of our favorite scenes in the show, which you just need to come to the show to see.
Well, what is the prop?
It's a boombox. Let's just say that.
Okay.
It's a type of boombox that plays music.
All right.
It's worth coming to see.
The show is Exit Laughing by Paul Elliott. It's directed by Karen McCarty, and it runs at Pinnacle Theater, about 6 miles west of downtown Salem, Friday, June 9th through Saturday, July 1st. Exit Laughing is suitable for teens and adults because it has a little bit of mature comedy, but it's a laugh-a-minute show. Get your tickets online at tickets.pinnacletheater.org or call 503-485-4300. Karen McCarty, Jody Deming, Kelly Jakes, thank you so much for joining us here on Theater Talk.
Well, thank you for having us. We really do appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
It's time to wind up today's KMUZ Theater Talk program. Thank you for joining us. Next week at 9 a.m., you can tune in to Talking About Art with Joel Zack. KMUZ Theater Talk is a proud member of the Salem Theater Network.
KMUZ Theater Talk airs at 9 a.m. the first and third Friday of the month at 100.7 and 88.5 FM, and on your favorite radio app or on demand at kmuz.org. You can also listen to KMUZ Theater Talk anytime on your PC, mobile device, smart speaker, or in your car, wherever you get your podcasts.
Ed and I will be back June 16th with a brand new KMUZ Theater Talk program to fill you in about what's happening in the mid-Willamette Valley theater world and to ask you to support our KMUZ pledge drive. We'll tell you all about it. In the meantime, check our Theater Talk Facebook page for news and updates about live theater in the mid-Willamette Valley.
If you haven't yet joined in to support KMUZ Theater Talk and the rest of KMUZ's great community radio programs, go to kmuz.org right now and click the Contribute button at the top of the page. And thanks. Until next time,
We'll see you in the front row.